At this point, I can't wait for the transfer window to be over because you just cannot take your eyes off the phone. It's news left, right, and center, and it's so chaotic. Chelsea registered their first home win against Fulham at the Bridge, scoring 2 goals to nil. Anyway, hello there, guys, and welcome back to the 6 yard banter. Your front row seat to the Premier League's top six drama with the Chelsea twist. Here it's Chelsea first and rivals next. So honestly, guys, there's a lot to talk about. Okay, outside of the game between Chelsea and Fulham, excuse me, there are other things that we need to talk about, and that has to do with Nicolas Jackson. Because before the game, I woke up this morning to the news that Nicolas Jackson's loan move to Bayern Munich had been approved, and Fabrizio posted a year ago for a loan move with option to buy and not an obligation. And the loan move was for 15 million euros, which happens to be the a record loan signing. And Neza Kinsella posted afterwards that the loan clause could, the fee could extend to about 22 million euros. That includes certain add-ons and bonuses and other easy clauses that could easily be met. So, and fast forward to the game, the lineup was with Sanchez in the goalpost. Gusto started as right back, which wasn't what I predicted in my lineup. Cucurella at left back, Tosin and Chaloba at centre back, Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo at pivot, uh, João Pedro as a 10, Pedro on the left, and Esteval on the right, and Liam Delap as a striker. And when the game kicked off, I think the way the game started, it just started as the way we started against Crystal Palace, where we struggled to carve out anything because the Fulham coach really set the players up, not in a low block, but there were traps, and the passing lanes for Chelsea was completely blocked, and it did not look like there was anything that would amount to that was going to come out of it. And as the game went off in the 12th minute, Liam Delap pulled up his hamstring, and he hurt his hamstring, and that was it. Where Chelsea had to find a way to they had to bring on another player who happens to be who came on for him. Okay, Tyreek George came on for him. I was surprised that Tyreek George would come on because he's a subject of negotiations, or subject of is someone who's been really discussed heavily between AS Roma and Chelsea for a transfer, and I was surprised that they would want to risk him, supposing he had also he gets hurt during the game. So Chelsea win by 2 goals to nil. The result looks good on paper, but it was just a controversial win. I'm gonna be honest here. Okay, it was a controversial win. But one thing I'm gonna say is that I like it, and for a very long time now, it's been VAR, it's been the officials against Chelsea. Everything that could possibly go wrong against Chelsea went wrong for so many seasons, and it felt like no matter what we do, we always had we always had extra work to do compared to other teams. So today, even if we did not play well, because we obviously didn't do well, we looked so lethargic, we looked so tired, and I for Moises Caicedo barely trained. He only trained once this week before the game today, and that was on Friday, according to Enzo Maresca. And he tried and he put on a clinic. I think he was one of the best players in the game in the game during the game today. Moises Caicedo, João Pedro. I can make a few mentions like Cucurella, Trevor Chalobah, and Tosin Adarabioyo. But the worst today, even though he scored on penalties and provided an assist in Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez looked out of it. So much so that I hoped that he wasn't going to come back in the second half. So before the Chelsea first goal, which was in effect towards the before the break, Fulham thought they had taken a lead through teen sensation Josh King, which was an absolutely brilliant individual effort. But VAR swooped in and declared Rodrigo Muniz to have fouled Trevor Chalobah, because when he was trying to do the 360 turn, he misplaced his foot and went and stepped right on Trevor, which was a very painful one. And for some people would say that's not a foul, because in the end it was a harmless accident. Both players were competing for the ball, and Muniz stepped on Trevor Chalobah. And another set of people would say that it's a foul. On this one, I've played football to a reasonable extent, and I understand both sides. Okay, the ref can. I'm on the fence on this one. Let me know what you guys think as regards that VAR intervention where they had to rule out the goal for Fulham. I'm on the fence on this one because I understand both sides. One saying or agreeing that it's not a foul and the goal should have stood, and another saying it's a foul and the referee was right to have ruled out the goal. I'm 50-50. I'm split on this one. So let me know what you guys think about that. And then so fast forward, man, when the goal was rolled out, Marco Silva, that's the coach to Fulham, he completely lost it. You could see the way he was pacing and he was fuming. Like, two derbies, two late VAR calls. It's gonna really, really frustrate him. And so I don't blame him. I understand everything. I understand how he must have felt. So towards the end of the first half, Chelsea grabbed a late goal through João Pedro nodding the ball into the net from an Enzo Fernandez corner kick. And João Pedro nicked in the goal, and thank you very much. After a while, but one thing I need to say is Chelsea, they really, really look tired. Enzo Fernandez just kept giving misplaced passes. He couldn't even make a complete pass. At one time, he wanted to switch the ball, and he I had to scream right from where I was watching the game. Like, I screamed, like, what is this? Anyway, so but what I'm trying to point out is the players looked lethargic. Trevor Chalobah took a while before he grew into the game. It was the sideways passing and all that. But the two players that who try to make something happen were Esteval and João Pedro. João Pedro he tried as much as possible to keep the ball moving and try to interchange break passes and all that. And the same goes for Esteva William. At one point, yeah, it took on a play the left side of the Fulham defense, as well as Bassi, and that guy, that boy, that kid is so brave. He's so brave. I feel like when he is fully grown into being a Chelsea player and is fully fit and is matured as the season goes on, I feel like he's going to. People will be really, most teams will be wary of him. He's slowly making announcements of himself, and I dare say he's been noticed. The international break couldn't have come at a better time because it gives the players need time to rest and recover. And after the break, it's a long, it's going to be a long period before they get another, because the Champions League is going to also kick off after the international break. There's also the Premier League fixtures. I think the Carabao or the FA Cup is also going to kick off as well. So it's a lot. So before the 12th minute, Liam Delap pulled up his hamstring, and Tyreek George had to come on in place of him, and he did well. I'm not gonna lie. He did well. He did his part. He played his part, and yeah. So that's all that happened in the first half. But in the second half, there was another handball from that VAR. But this is it, yeah. A penalty was awarded in the second half, early in the second half, okay, and it showed that Enzo Fernandez. Was it Enzo Fernandez's hand that touched the ball first before it went on to Sessegnon, or someone remind me whose hand touched the ball? One Chelsea player's hand touched the ball. I would like you guys to help me remember, or maybe after this video, I'm going to go on and rewatch the game again to find out who actually touched the ball. And then the ball moved on to Sessegnon, where he committed a handball, and VAR called it back and declared it to be a penalty. Enzo Fernandez stepped up, and in a cool, calm fashion, he buries the ball, and Marco Silva. Each time we scored, Chelsea scored, the camera was catching the Fulham's manager, and he was livid. He was fuming. Anyway, so my take is, like I said, the international break couldn't have come at the right time. Okay, it couldn't have come at any better time than now. Hopefully, the players would have enough time to rest and recover and get ready for the resumption of the Premier League and everything. So Chelsea settled, the gameplay smooth out. Well, after a while, the game started. Chelsea grew into the game, and you can see that even though Chelsea was, this is the second or third. Yeah, this is the second time we're scoring through corners. It's difficult to break opponents' defense these days, and but starting to become Arsenal 2.0. Without the corner, I didn't think we would have been able to do anything, and that's the truth, because we looked so off it. Anyway, so let me know what you guys think about VAR. Okay, one thing is that you need luck in certain games where it's not going well for you. You need luck in certain games, and today it's just our luck, and the decision was in favor of Chelsea after how many seasons? We're really favored, we're really favored in games. Our opponents, most times than not, okay, happen to be the ones who get the better of the game whenever Chelsea are up against any team. So yeah, it's a controversial win. I'm not gonna say, but one side of me says it's controversial, and another side just says it's just our luck today. Let me know what you guys think about it. Now on to the situation with Liam Delap. Okay, so because Liam Delap got injured and got taken off, Nicolas Jackson is moved to Bayern Munich on loan, being cancelled. Okay, and he has been asked to return back to Chelsea. Now, apparently Jackson is upset. Jackson and the rest of his entourage are really upset, and they've made it clear that they don't want to come back to Chelsea. But Chelsea have stood their ground, and it's like it's either now the goalpost has been moved. It's no longer a loan move with an option. It's now Chelsea are giving the option of you either pay now in full or pay with an obligation. Pay for a loan and an obligation. Initially, it was a loan with an option to buy at the end of the season. Okay, but now the goalpost has been moved because of the situation surrounding Liam Delap. Liam Delap is apparently going to be rolled out for between 6 to 8 weeks, and for that reason, we do not have, because of UEFA's restrictions. And hold that thought, yeah. Before the season started, in my earlier video, I said it was not sensible that we're going to go into the season with just 2 strikers. Okay, and João Pedro is not an out and out striker. We only have one out and out striker in Liam Delap, and he's out. João Pedro can make shift and play the 9 position. He can also play the left wing, he can play the 10, and he can also move down to the right. Okay, just like Nkunku. Okay, but the difference between Nkunku and João Pedro is that I think João Pedro does this or can do this better than Nkunku. Now, and this just confirmed or support or proves my video right that it is suicidal considering the amount of competitions that we have to play, and the players have hardly had enough time to rest. Injuries were bound to happen, and we've not even gone far. Liam Delap was the list of players that I thought would first get injured. Okay, now we have Levi Colwill out, and now Delap is also out. We are struggling with Romeo Lavia. Okay, the only place we feel safe right now is in the middle of the pitch, because as much as Enzo Fernandez is not really up to speed, we have players that can easily replace him in Santos and Dere Esugo. But for the out and out striking option, we only have Liam Delap. So going forward now, today the news has broke out through Nizar Kinsella, Florian Plettenberg, Fabrizio Romano, that the deal Chelsea have called Nicolas Jackson's loan move to Bayern Munich has called it off, and he's been ordered to return back to Chelsea. And Nicolas Jackson is upset and doesn't want to come back to Chelsea. He apparently said, it says because of what happened in the summer, he doesn't want to come back to Chelsea, and yada yada yada. Listen, I understand how he feels. Okay, as a player, you want to feel important, you want to feel safe and secure, you want to feel like the go-to person. Okay, but you also have to understand that the club Chelsea also have to do what's best for the institution. It is Chelsea first before any other thing. Okay, any other club. Okay, and if it doesn't work, if it's not in favor of Chelsea, if it doesn't go in Chelsea's favor, I don't see why Jackson cannot be professional enough to understand that his services are needed. Let's make instances with Trevor Chalobah. Chalobah was exiled from the Chelsea first team squad. Okay, was um, demoted to train away from the team. After a while, he got loaned out to in a very very disgraceful manner. Okay, after a while, he got loaned out to Crystal Palace, and he he kept his head down and worked. A player in the Chelsea first team squad got injured, and Trevor was asked to come back. And this is the same Trevor that we now have in the Chelsea squad, who's playing brilliantly well. He has risen to the call, and he has not shied away from the fact that he has a duty to Chelsea first, as his contract demands. Okay, so when players are sulking and feeling so entitled, yes, I understand that your move to Bayern Munich or any other club is what you want. But then Chelsea as an institution also have to do what's right for them. We cannot afford to go into the season with just only one recognized striker in João Pedro. What happens if he sustains an injury? Then what do we have? That is where I expect Nicolas Jackson to think from. I understand how uncomfortable it must be or it might feel, but this is the nature of the game. This is the nature of football. And I feel like it should take inspiration from Trevor and do what's necessary. Now, the clause or conditions that Chelsea have put up to Bayern Munich is either you pay fully right now, or you it goes on loan but with an obligation, not an option. That's the thing. So we'll wait to see what happens as the night goes, and we'll see what happens in the morning on Sunday. And yeah, apparently Chelsea have also made a move on Fermin Lopez rather. A bid has been made, although the player is still unsure of whether to ask Barcelona to let him go join Chelsea. Cucurella and some other players or some other members of Chelsea are talking to him and trying to convince him. Apparently, Enzo Maresca really, really rates him and likes him and wants him. And probably that was the reason why Chelsea pulled out of the Xavi Simons deal. And I could read during in the Twitter space where people were saying Xavi Simons dumped us and all that. No, we did not make a move. Xavi Simons, according to Fabrizio and every other news outlet or journalist, confirmed that Xavi Simons wanted Chelsea and prioritized Chelsea. But Chelsea did not go for him. And that's the only reason why Tottenham have Xavi Simons today. So let Tottenham and the rest of the fans just chill out, because if we really want a player, we will get him. Not Tottenham are not in the position or not good enough or strong enough to take a player that Chelsea want. So put a pin on that, and Tottenham fans have to remember that. Okay, so if Chelsea end up getting Fermin Lopez, well, all well and good. I like Fermin Lopez. Like I said, I like him, but honestly, I still would have preferred Xavi Simons. So with all that has happened today, and that reminds me, speaking of Tottenham bottled it to Bournemouth today. Well, Xavi Simons, good luck to you. I'm looking forward to see how you guys are gonna do this season. You guys are gonna fare this season. But well, it's the story and history of the Spurs. Tottenham. He bottled it to Bournemouth again today. Anyway, good luck on that. So elsewhere, Manchester United had a narrow win. Not narrow win. They managed to scrap a win through a late penalty kick awarded um, to United, and Bruno Fernandez ended up scoring the game. Otherwise, I didn't think or I didn't see any way Man United was going to win the game. They surrendered a 2 goal lead, and it just United are buried. They're in the mud. Okay, I don't see any way back for them. Anyway, that's all I have for tonight. Let me know. I'd like to hear from you guys on everything that I've talked about. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Uh, don't forget to also check out the space tomorrow for my match reaction with regards to the game between Liverpool and Arsenal, as well as Manchester City and Brighton. Until we meet again, it's Chelsea first and rivals next. Peace.